The Eating Disorders Resource Center's mission is to focus on advocacy, recovery, and education. There are not a lot of resources out there for eating disorders, and we are able to help our clientele really find the help that they need.
My name is Shilpa. I'm a high school senior and I'm a volunteer at the Eating Disorders Resource Center. I wanted to volunteer at EDRC first because one of my really close family members struggled with anorexia, and I found the Eating Disorders Resource Center and I was super excited. It was the first local organization that I found for eating disorders specifically. So I started coming to EDRC so that I could better understand what happened to my family and also find a community that had open ears.
Shilpa has been a volunteer at the EDRC for 3.5 years now, and during that time, I cannot think of a job that Shilpa hasn't done. Shilpa has volunteered with us in any admin capacity. She has started our junior board of directors, which is all high school students, and she's been a great and consistent volunteer.
I started out volunteering here when I was a freshman, and back then I mainly did kind of like the small tasks. So sometimes that was like setting up the MailChimp groups, making sure everything online stayed updated and stuff like that. And then after I started getting more involved and I moved into, writing the newsletters and trying to get quotes and testimonies from donors and sponsors. I also worked on a couple of side projects of my own during that time. So one of those was filming a public service announcement about eating disorders to raise awareness.
So recently, Shilpa organized our very first professionally done PSA. And I actually got to be in it, and as scary as it was, Shilpa was there all the way. She wrote the script, coordinated all the filming, and got everything done, and it was extremely smooth and a very wonderful project.
I think the reason that I personally keep coming back to EDRC is because of the people who work here and also the people who come in. Every day, you'll get a phone call and you can just identify so much with whoever you're hearing on the phone. They may be a different age, it may be a different gender, but you can just hear the worry in their voices if they're calling for a loved one. And it's just this idea of I'm in a situation where I could help them or maybe make them feel more comfortable with what's happening.
The EDRC is a 2-employee nonprofit. Our volunteers are the backbone. Without our volunteers, we wouldn't have the capacity to help as many people. And Shilpa is able to build a relationship with our clientele. She stays consistent and follows up with them and is able to really empathize with their questions and concerns. And that's amazing. We know we can count on Shilpa.